What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Big Red Weekly. Subscribe to the channel if you have not already. I'm trying to hit 500 subscribers by the end of the year, so your subscription would definitely mean a lot to me. Before I get into this video, I want to apologize about my upload schedule. It's going to be kind of weird since the finals are going to be every other day, and I don't want to be known as somebody who forces videos when they shouldn't. So I am just not going to do that. But I am working on another video project. It is a little bit longer of one, but I do plan on having it out hopefully within the next 5-6 days, at most. But let's get into it. Milwaukee, Phoenix, game one. If you're a Phoenix fan like I am, you were walking away from this game happy. Suns ended up winning 118 to 105. Chris Paul absolutely took over this game in the third quarter, and the Phoenix always had a lead during this game, but Chris Paul's run at the end of the third, and he kind of had a little bit of a run in the fourth as well. But he just helped keep the Suns. He helped keep that lead throughout the entire game. And this game was great. Chris Paul ended up finishing. Let me get there. That was Devin Booker. Chris Paul finished with 32 points, 4 rebounds, and 9 assists. And go ahead, throw a steal on that. He had a great game. He finished shooting 63% from the field, 57% from three. Jay Crowder couldn't hit a shot to save his life, so I ain't even going to talk about that. But he comes up big defensively. You can just see it on the defensive end how much Jay Crowder just helps a young Suns team, because this Suns team, minus Jay Crowder's got a lot of good defenders, but Jay Crowder just adds something. Especially in this series with Giannis. And let's talk about Giannis real quick. He looked as good as you could hope from someone who just hyperextended his knee and is coming back. Because just this morning, he was labeled from doubtful to questionable, so it was kind of still up in the air up until game time whether or not he was even going to play. He didn't have like a super amazing game. Giannis finished with 20 points, 17 rebounds. 17 rebounds is still pretty good, for Giannis. But obviously, that 20 points, it just wasn't it both just wasn't normal Giannis. But the Suns did a really great job on Giannis. Just anytime he was in the paint, the Suns just ran up. The Suns didn't really create a wall per se, but whenever Giannis was in the paint, it was just they surrounded him. They just made it uncomfortable, and they forced Giannis to pass it out to the perimeter, which he did a bunch. But I mean, Giannis ended up finishing. He technically finished, shooting pretty efficiently, but he only shot 11 shots. He was 6 for 11, 1 to 2 from three. So technically, that's 54.5% from the field. So he's technically efficient, but it just wasn't a Giannis game. But obviously, since he was just injured, he kind of has an excuse there. Middleton finished with 29, 7 and 4. He shot pretty well, but it seemed like a weird game for Middleton because he just got hacked a lot in this game, and the refs just weren't calling anything for him, and the refs called a lot for Phoenix. Free throws wise, the Bucks shot 16 while the Phoenix shot 26, so that's not a huge disparity, but still, it kind of looked a little worse than the numbers kind of give it, because I think the refs ended up calling a few fouls there at the end, mainly in that fourth quarter. So I think that's kind of why the numbers ended up being a little bit closer. But I think they were definitely way farther apart earlier in the game. But honestly, great defense by Phoenix. They kind of let Milwaukee go on a little bit of run in the fourth quarter, which it didn't scare me, but I was like, come on, don't do this to yourself. Don't put yourself in an uncomfortable situation that you just don't want to be in. Um, Ayton played really well. He had almost a 2020 game, 22 points, 19 rebounds. I think he could definitely he can definitely be the big game changer in this series. He's got great touch. He's definitely being great on the defensive end. He doesn't bring the defensive woes that Brook Lopez, and oh my goodness, we'll have to talk about Brook Lopez here in a second. But he does not bring those same defensive woes that Lopez brings. He moves his feet well. I mean, there's no guarding Giannis super well, but he does a good enough job because he's just a big body and he's long and he just makes everything tough. He makes it tough on Drew Holiday when he drives, Chris Middleton. He's making it tough on everybody. So Ayton's playing really well. I know there's been a lot of talk, obviously, with since Trae Young's been playing really well in the playoffs, and obviously Luka's just been balling his the last 3 years, obviously as well. So Ayton kind of gets a little shit for being the first overall pick, even though Trae Young and Luka are technically better than him. But honestly, Ayton's been really important to the Suns team, so I feel like he shouldn't get shit on as much as he does. He is not a bad first pick. It just sucks that you're in the same draft class as Trae Young and Luka Doncic. But okay, let's go back to Brook Lopez. My oh my, Brook Lopez is just not going to be able to play. He finished this game playing 22 minutes, but honestly, 15 should have been right where it's at. He shot the ball pretty well. He finished with 17.6 rebounds. He shot 3 of 5 from three, 7 of 14 from the field. So he was super efficient there. But just defensively, man, as soon as he gets switched on to Chris Paul and Devin Booker, it's just a wrap. He cannot move his feet. They're exposing him greatly. At first, Chris Paul wasn't really hitting his shots, but as soon as Book and CP start hitting their shots, Budenholzer finally clicked. He's like, all right, we can't do this. They put Giannis in at the 5, and that's just how they kind of ran it. They were hoping to really give Giannis some more spacing by surrounding him with more shooters, but it just didn't happen. Phoenix just had control of this entire game, and then it didn't help that Chris Paul ended up going on his run at the end. So anyone's numbers I didn't Drew Holiday didn't have that great of a game. His playmaking was still great. He had 9 assists, but he only had 10.7 rebounds. No one else made any significant contributions on Milwaukee. For Phoenix, Mikal Bridges had 14. Cam Johnson had 10, and Cam Payne had 10. Cam Payne, he didn't play that much. I mean, he only played 16 minutes, almost 17. But I mean, he came in. He just gives great high energy minutes. Suns are definitely going to try and keep him, and I think even if the Suns don't offer him like all this great money, which I don't think he's super worth it, but I do think he does deserve to get paid a little bit. I mean, I'd probably give the man like $5 or $6 million a year, but Suns should definitely keep him, and I think Cam Payne should definitely try and stay with the Suns anyway, because I think he just fits. He's a good backup point guard for Chris Paul right now. And I think especially because I don't know if Chris Paul's probably going to stay in Phoenix. We're going to kind of see after this series, we'll kind of see what happens with that. But it's just going to be because whether or not he gets the money he wants. But let's not worry about that. 105 to 118, Suns win. Suns are up 1-0. Thank you all for watching. Be ready for game 2 recap, which will come out, on Thursday, Friday, because this is going to technically come out on Wednesday, even though it's Tuesday. So be watching for that video on Friday, since game 2 is on Thursday, and be watching for my other video project that will be coming out, hopefully, like I said earlier in this video, like in the next 5 or 6 days. So like I said, appreciate everybody watching. Leave a like on the video, leave suggestions for videos you'd like to see in the future. And yeah, I appreciate it. Thanks.